Welcome to the Heartland, the great state of Kentucky, specifically Lexington, the quarry, home of the Lexington Miners, as they come into this game, Week 9 of the SFL on VFN. Sitting at 1-5, they will play host to the Bossier City Steamers, I should say, sitting at 3-3. Well, welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody, alongside my partner, Rochelle Colston. My name is Eric Benson. Takeda Yuki and JW Hartshorn are in the stats truck for us this evening. Commissioner Cameron Irvine back at VFN HQ. Rochelle, good evening. This should be a fun one between both of these squads. Lexington, honestly, both of these teams have been a little bit snake bit over the course of their regular season. Bossier City just with a little bit more luck on their side.
Yeah, I'm looking at the quarterback stats. Both quarterbacks have 11 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and sacked a whole lot of times. And I think for Lexington, they have to get their run game established. They can't be just so one-dimensional.
And we talked about that prior to the broadcast. Lexington is going to throw the ball a lot, and they've got two great wide receivers in Hall of Famer Gabriel Manning and Alexander West. But, man, they just do not have any sort of run game up until this point halfway through the season. Meanwhile, Bossier City, a much more balanced attack, even with Jack Wigmore not playing at the caliber that we have seen throughout his storied career. But Bossier City going to get the football to start things off, and we are good to go here in Lexington. Fielded from about the goal line. Decent return out across the 25-yard line. Mark it down at the 27, and that's McBrownski with the return. Jack Wigmore coming out at quarterback. And he will set up shop with a three-wide look. Garrison Blue, the tight end of the formation. Blitz coming from Lexington. Noel gets the handoff, and Rob Noel will get a couple of yards to start things off. We'll get a look at the Bossier City offense with Wigmore at quarterback, Rob Noel, Robert Nemchek at running back, Speedy Gonzalez the fullback, Aiden Teixeira, Ladham McBrownski, Ben Callia, and Jeff Banfield the wide receivers, Garrison Blue at tight end, and we'll get a look at the offensive line following this run play here from Nemchek, who gets close to the line of gain, setting up a third and short. Offensive line for Bossier City, Yogi Bar, Hokey Bar, or Rogi Bar, Stogie Bar, and Jukin Rukin. A lot of bars, exactly how I like it. Third and 1, I formation. Sticking with the ground game. Noel gonna have the first down and more. Ooh. Stiff arms and gets to the near sideline for a few extra yards.
That was a good run by Rob Noel, just breaking tackles, using his stiff arm. So far, their run game's looking pretty good.
Yeah, Bossier City wasn't the team we were really questioning as far as the run game is concerned. Noel coming in with over 300 yards on the ground. Kind of middle of the pack as far as rushing leaders are concerned here in the SFL. But he definitely runs hard. He's averaging 4.6 yards a carry up until this point. Wigmore with his first pass. Blitz picked up. Throws. Finds a wide open man inside the 40-yard line. That's been Callia with the first down.
Yep, and when your defense blitzes like that, it leaves some receivers are wide open, and good job by Wigmore finding an open receiver.
Actually, it was a really well-placed ball. Really good job from Vin Callia to come back to that one. It's good one-on-one coverage for the Lexington secondary, but it's first down here for Bossier City as they're in Lexington territory at the 37. Wigmore back to throw again. He's going to go middle of the field. This time it's picked off. Lexington with an early turnover. They'll return it out to the 30-yard line. And that is Travis Arthur with the pick, and Ladham McBrownski is injured on the play, so we'll have to keep tabs on him to see if he can come back to action for the Steamers offense.
Well, I didn't see how he got injured, Eric. It would be interesting to give this a replay or not.
Possibly. Sometimes they will, but not this time, unfortunately. So Lexington with a good swing of momentum to start things off here at home. We'll see Kenny Slider at quarterback, number 2 for the Miners. As we mentioned, Lexington electing to go with an air raid offense of sorts. But they do have a single back in this formation offset. And it's going to go to that back. And that is Dion James. No, check that. Ian Francis with the first carry of the ball game for 6 yards.
We're saying they have no run game. They start with a run play and actually get 6 yards on first down.
And what did I tell you, Ray? I told you that Lexington, they might have a little rabbit in the hat, and they might just say, whoopsie-daisy, here we go. We've got a completely different game plan than we have showed you all season long, and we've got 2 runs to start things off. Look at this. Wide open spaces along the near sideline for Deion James as he gets into Bossier City territory.
Yep, I saw the heavy set. I knew it was going to be a run play. And they just basically just broke free. Great blocking. Look at the blocks.
Bossier City likes to stack the box. They put a lot of bodies in the box on defense because they have a lot of talented linebackers, understandably so. But on this play, it definitely bit them in the butt.
Because DJ Bennett had a huge block on the outside, the tight end.
So following the huge first down run from James, it's now 1st and 10 from about the 41 of Bossier City. Slider with his first pass. Instead, he's going to take off and run, lowers his shoulder, and gets close to the line to gain. Billy Beers with the tackle there, 2nd and 1.
Those quarterbacks need to learn how to slide.
Oh, yes. Especially with all the injuries we've been seeing. Oh, my gosh. Yes, please. Get down. Back to the run game. Pitch to the outside. Gets the necessary yardage, does Francis, and that'll move the sticks for Lexington.
They've had 4 plays that had no throws from Kenny Slider.
All ground and pound, which is exactly how we thought this was going to go. Now from just inside the 30, 1st and 10. Under 6.5 to go here in the opening frame. Miners definitely want to capitalize off of the turnover. Slider sets his feet and throws into one-on-one coverage, and a good catch from Alexander West. That gets him inside the SFL red zone for sure.
Alexander West and Gabriel Mayer are both very hard wide receivers to defend. Ooh, that was pretty well defended, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That makes it even worse. But Caleb Foraker had a great game a couple weeks ago against Miami. And tough coverage there from her, but somehow still a completion and a first down for Lexington. James going to line up at wide receiver, so 4 wide towards the top. And throw from Slider finds the end zone. Touchdown Lexington as they take an early lead. Marquise Sango.
And Zach Haldorf was all over that receiver. And somehow managed to hang on.
And Marquise is one of those guys that kind of gets left out of the conversation with Alexander West and Gabriel Manning. Sango, a former tight end, shifting over to wide receiver, but he is definitely a big body threat sitting at 6'6", 230. And he gets the first points on the board for Lexington as they take a 7-0 lead off of the opening turnover.
Wow, what an impressive drive by Lexington. Came out, used their run game. They caught the little defense a little bit off guard, the passing game, and they score first.
It's funny what happens when you're not quite so one-dimensional and the defense just doesn't know what you're going to throw at them. Good return here, bouncing it out to the near sideline. That's Jeff Banfield taking over the return duties for the injured McBrownski. And he's going to make it out across the 30-yard line. So good starting field position here for Bossier City. We'll see if Wigmore can clean things up throwing the football.
And basically just, you basically have half the field to go now.
So a good start for Lexington. Turnover, interception from Travis Arthur. And then the offense taking advantage of that, scoring 7 points. And Bossier City with their second possession of the opening quarter. Wigmore back to the air. He'll throw, and it's incomplete. Deflected off of the intended target, Garrison Blue. It's 2nd and 10.
Look, kind of a dangerous pass there.
A lot of bodies in that general area. So now they'll reset. 6 in the box for the Miners on defense. Wigmore still wants to throw. He'll go over the middle. He's got Garrison Blue this time, and he is wide open, waltzing into the end zone. Quick touchdown, quick answer for Bossier City.
Somehow that big body man got behind all the defenders like nobody saw him, and a perfect throw by Wigmore, catch him in stride.
And we have seen this happen time and time again, especially over the middle of the field, as Marco Swift, the safety, coming down just a bit too hard and allowed Garrison Blue to get free. Good ball by Wigmore and a good catch from Blue as they hit the end zone and are an extra point away from knotting this one up. Garrison Blue's 5th touchdown on the season, and Mickey Melillo adds the extra point. We are knotted back up at 7.
That was a quick score. Basically, an incomplete pass and then a 62-yard pass.
Folks, listen up. You don't want to miss this. Every Monday Night Spectacular, you can win money for your player or team bank by playing VFM Bingo alongside the featured game of the week. This week so far, the pot is up to a whopping $814,000. And the UFL is back this week. And the SFL player can win even more. Watch the UFL Monday Night Primetime game following Monday Night Spectacular and win double. That's right, double.
Player's broke. I can't use that money.
Oh, come on. Come on. Got to tune in. Got to get that extra cash. After the touchback, Lexington will take over at the 20. And again, back to the ground game. Francis with another run. We'll look at the Miners offense with Kenny Slider at quarterback, Deion James and Ian Francis we've seen, Alexander West, the Hall of Famer Gabriel Manning, and Marquis Sango, the wide receivers. DJ Bandit, Chris Arthur are the tight ends. And we'll get a look at the offensive line following this play. And it's a pitch going to James, getting close to the line of the game, coming up with a 3rd and 4 following the tackle by Foraker. Offensive line for Lexington includes Donnie Treverson, Oliver Tarasque, Ricky LaFleur, Phoebe Collins, and Jasmine Swift. 3rd and 4, Kenny Slider will throw. Clean pockets, that's his feet, fires a laser, and it's incomplete. Threw it towards the 3rd level of the defense. Beers breaks it up, and it's a 4th down.
Yeah, I think all I saw in that pass was all white jerseys. I'm not sure. I thought for sure that'd be an interception for sure.
I mean, he got away with a couple of those throws on the previous drive, especially that touchdown to Sango. But, yeah, that was going to be a bit of a tougher ask. And we'll see our first punt of the day from Itachi Yuki. Punt return here for Aiden Teixeira, and he'll make it out to the 44-yard line. Still some time left on the clock here in the first with 4:21 to go.
Yeah, I'm talking about great field position. You're almost at midfield to start.
Definitely the benefit of getting a 3 and out deep in your opponent's territory and then having a good return on top of that. So Bossier City setting up shop at the 44. We'll see if they want to go to that deep attack once more to Garrison Blue over the middle. Start things off with a run play to Rob Noel, and he'll get a couple of yards, bringing up 2nd and 9.
Yeah, the Lexington defense is definitely honing in on BCS's run game and doing a pretty good job of defending it tonight.
Trips towards the top of the formation. Single back is Nemchek, who gets the carry, bounces it off tackle, and will get a few more yards, bringing up a 3rd and 5 here for Bossier City.
If starting 5, your playbook's really wide open. I can see a pass here, though.
Looks like Lexington going man. Watch Garrison Blue towards the bottom of the formation. Roll out for Wigmore. Throws it middle of the field and incomplete. He was looking the way of Jeff Banfield, but good coverage in the middle of that field for the Miners defense, and it's now a 4th and 5.
That time, Garrison Blue got the line very, very quickly. He was pretty much open, but the pass was in the middle of the field instead.
He's a matchup nightmare, especially if you're going to lock him down in man-to-man coverage. Punt for Melillo, going to be fair caught just shy of the 15-yard line. In fact, they'll mark it at the 15 after the fair catch by Manning.
Yeah, Lexington's not getting the field positions that BCS is getting on these punts and returns.
Best field position they got was following the turnover there from Travis Arthur, so we'll see if they can improve upon that here. After going 3 and out on their last possession, Alexander West, the motion man here. And Slider will go to the air. Pocket collapsing, elects to check it down, and a big hit by the linebacker coming up in coverage. Who was that? 56, Freddie Trammell. Coming in there making a big hit.
He's usually all over the field, too, so look for him all night long.
All of these linebackers are impressive. We'll have to get a look at this Bossier City defense when we get a shot. 2nd and 11. Slider Throws middle, catch, past the 30, and that's West with another grab.
I have to say, these receivers are being surrounded by defenders, and somehow Slider's finding his receiver.
It's finding those open windows early on, at least. It's really only been one pass where you kind of scratched your head. It was that deep ball towards the middle of the field, picking on the safeties, and there really wasn't anywhere to go. But otherwise, Slider's been pretty accurate today. Pitch out to the outside, and Trammell with another stop as he brings down Deion James, 2nd and 11.
As big as he is, he's quick, and he goes to the football very, very quickly.
Trammell sitting at 6'1", 259. His 4th season with the team. Slider back to the air, throws a laser, incomplete. He was looking the way of West. Gunny McGuire and company were out there in coverage, and that's going to be incomplete.
I think McGuire got his hand on it, actually. I think it was a pass deflection.
It sets up a 3rd and long. Obvious passing situation here. West in motion, makes it 3 towards the top of the formation for Lexington. Slider, good clean pocket, throws one-handed grab and a 1st down. And who else would it be? Gabriel Manning.
Whenever you need a big play, you go to your big playmaker, and there he was in the middle of the field making a spectacular one-handed catch. Just over the reach of that defender.
3 defenders on top of that. Absolutely unreal. We certainly have come to expect that from Gabriel Manning. He's a return specialist. He's an acrobat through the air. Over 18,000 career yards. Just absolutely unreal wide receiver.
It's impossible to defend, too.
Slider somehow completes that one between 2, but of course.
That's Gabriel Manning.
We should just assume any of these bonkers catches that are made, it's just going to be Manning.
Oh, look at this heavy set.
2nd and 3. They ran this once with the pitch play. They did it again. Avoids the initial contact, but just can't get away on that play. Foraker with the tackle. Zamelia was the first one on the call.
Yeah, Michaela making a great open field tackle there. Actually lost a yard there.
3rd and 4. Slider throwing, finds an open gap. And that's Sango with another catch and another 1st down for Lexington.
Yeah, the receiver just ran a great route, put himself in between the secondary and the linebackers, and Kenny Slider just found him.
And hats off to Slider for being able to thread this football the way that he has tonight. I don't think we've seen that from him during the course of the season yet. Another fresh set of downs just outside the SFL red zone at the 25. Pitch play goes to Francis. Another tackle by Freddie Trammell. We'll get a look at the Steamers defense here while we have a second. Actually, we'll hit the end of the 1st quarter. It's going to be 7-all here in Lexington at the Quarry as you're watching the SFL on VFN. Second quarter action getting underway. Eric Vincent alongside Rochelle Colston, Takeda Yuki, and JW Hartshorn, and the stats truck, Commissioner Cameron Irvine, back at VFN HQ. We'll flip the field, couple of yards on 1st down, 2nd down now as Slider goes back to the air. He will throw it in one-on-one coverage, and it's going to be a 1st and goal off the grab from Alexander West.
I mean, you can't fault the defense. The receivers are well covered, but Kenny Slider has just been putting the ball where only his receiver can catch it.
I mean, that was good coverage from Gunnar McGuire there. I mean, you can't really do it any better. But those have been the type of balls that we've seen from Kenny Slider here tonight. Pitch, trying to get to the outside. Good closing speed from the safety that came up. I think that was Holdorf that made the stop there.
Holdorf. Yep.
Now they are stacking the box here for Bossier City. Fullback dive, going nowhere. All three linebackers were right there. Absolutely nowhere for Bandit to go with that carry.
That defense did a great job. The linebackers just put themselves in all the little holes. There was no place to go. Everyone's in the box except for the safety.
Pitch play, trying to find some space, nothing doing. Bogey Bar and company getting in there, making the stop. And man, Bossier City sold out, and it worked for them.
It sure did.
And we'll see 21-yard chip shot field goal here from Takeda Yuki. High snap, it gets down, and it splits the uprights as Lexington retakes the lead 10-7.
So far, this has been a pretty back-and-forth game, and both teams are looking pretty decent.
Been a very entertaining game, and it's partially because we've actually seen multiple sides, multiple facets of this Lexington offense that we haven't really seen. And it's working wonders here tonight at home against a tough Bossier City team, a tough defense for the Steamers. And this one will be returned out of the end zone. So about 5 out across the 25 to the 26 by Banfield. We'll get our first game break of the evening as we toss it over to Commissioner Cam and Irvine. Cam.
Thank you, Eric. And how about this? Anchorage took a timeout with 1 second on the clock before the end of the first half to try to get a punt return touchdown, something that hasn't happened all season. And Bob Wood broke 2 tackles and got it into the end zone. Anchorage leads Vancouver in the third quarter, 13-3. Back to you.
Thank you, Cam. And I know old Bobby is just celebrating in his own unique way after that one. Wigmore to throw on first down. Throws, finds Garrison Blue into tight coverage there. It's going to be a first down out across the 40-yard line.
Good job attacking in the middle of the field. You put your big body tight end in the middle and you throw it to him.
And that's been the recipe for success for Wigmore. He loves throwing the Blue over the middle of the field because he's such a matchup nightmare. Stands at 6'5", 255. Probably played linebacker in a different life, but here he is catching passes at tight end in the SFL. Wigmore, blitz coming, throws, one-handed grab. Another first down for the Steamers. That's Teixeira with the magic on that one.
That was a very bang-bang play. I mean, the ball was snapped, ran your route, and got rid of the ball quickly.
Nate Heslip matched up one-on-one with him, and a good job by Teixeira to go ahead and just run his route to the inside, where Wigmore can get him the football. Blitz coming once again. Wigmore gets rid of it quickly. Again, threads the needle. Another catch in traffic, this time by Ben Callia.
He had to thread the needle that time. He had 2 defenders side by side with him. Way an impressive play by Callia.
Another look at it here. Yeah, I mean, again, one-on-one coverage, sending the man blitz, and Wigmore did a nice job with getting rid of that football quickly. Wigmore again. Throws, finds Blue in the middle. First and goal into the SFL red zone we go.
Was Wigmore, I keep throwing that pass in the middle to Garrison Blue. They can't really cover him.
It's just a simple route, too. It is just a streak route from that tight end spot. And Blue is just such a matchup nightmare, as I mentioned earlier, that Wigmore is just able to get it to him. Noel with the carry, buried in the backfield. Absolutely nowhere for him to go. He'll lose a yard.
Job by Lexington defense. They're shoring up in the red zone here.
We saw Bossier City do it on the last possession. Can Lexington defenses do it this time around? Wigmore to throw. Blitz coming. Throws. End zone incomplete. Couldn't hold on. It was intended for Blue.
They did a good job of spreading defense out. But then, you know, pressure was coming. Got rid of the ball just a little bit too soon, I think.
Definitely looks like Wigmore is getting some happy feet back there, and it's understandable with Lexington sending all sorts of pressure. Wigmore trying to get it out on the screen, nothing doing. Batted down by Chris Andrews. And Lexington's defense holds. They force a field goal attempt.
So that means you put your big bodies on the line, you just put your hands up, and you become a nightmare for that quarterback who can't see over you.
First field goal attempt of the night for Mickey Malillo from 25 yards, and it is true. Game knotted up at 10. Another tie game. We start over once more.
I mean, we're seeing a lot of back and forth from both these teams. They came out really hot, both of them scoring touchdowns, and now both of them have kicked field goals.
Lexington wanting to come out with a bit more of a balanced attack. We've seen both of their running backs run pretty well in James and Francis. We'll see if that continues here with this possession. As the return is brought out past the 25, they'll mark it down at the 30 from Gabriel Manning. And that'll give us a chance to look at the Bossier City defense with Stephen Fellows II, Rob Foraker, Jesus Smith, and then Jobu McSlim along the front four. Bobby Green, Bogey Barr, and Freddie Trammell, the linebackers. Michaela Foraker, Stuart Zamelia, and Gunny McGuire, the corners. Billy Beers and Zach Holdorf are the safeties. Sticking with the ground game on first down. Slippery runs all night long for Ian Francis as he's finally dragged down after a gain of 7.
That time he just kept his legs turning and kept pushing him forward. He was actually stopped around 4 yards and got the 3 extra yards on the sheer determination.
Looking like a run formation once again. Going back to the pitch play. Deion James is going to get just enough for the first down and keep the sticks moving.
And Deion James is a more bruising back of the two. Ian Francis is more of a finesse runner.
Just enough space to get to the outside and get the first down. We'll start it just north of the 41. A slider goes back to the air, nowhere to go, so he checks it down. And Alexander West with the reception, but a penalty flag.
Clipping. Oh, face mask.
Oh, gotta be a face mask. So that'll be an additional 15 yards. And that'll set him up into Bossier City territory at the 37.
That one was on Michaela Foraker.
I don't see too many penalties on her, so a rare mistake there for the outstanding corner. And now Lexington in business. Sticking with the ground game, and Francis gets maybe a couple up the middle as Freddie Trammell gets in there and makes another stop. He's been popular tonight.
Yep, you'll hear his name a lot, I have a feeling. He's got 4 tackles so far. The leading tackler right now is Bogey Barr with 6. So their linebackers are all over the field.
Great set of linebackers for the Bossier City defense as Slider retreats and fires and incomplete. Gabriel Manning is visibly upset, and he should be. He had that one.
You don't see him drop very many, but that's the one he should have had. Yeah, help your quarterback out.
Especially given the situation he was in, retreating and having to fire it off his back foot. Somehow got an accurate pass. And it was dropped by Manning in the end. 3rd and 8 now.
I think Zach just fired Michaela.
Saw that. Slider gonna throw one-on-one coverage.
Wow.
And he beats it. West into the end zone. Touchdown Lexington.
I thought the defender had a chance there, but somehow West ended up with the ball.
Get another look at it here, and yeah, again, I don't know if Kenny Slider had his Wheaties this morning or what, but man, he is just on another level tonight with how he's placing this ball. Get a look at his numbers right there. 75% completion as Lexington retakes the lead, up by 7 now.
Look at that QBR, 153.5.
Look, like I said, I don't know what happened. I don't know if there was a change in the routine or what's going on, but man, he is incredibly efficient tonight. Taking advantage of these one-on-one opportunities as we get another return for Bossier City. They'll bring it out to the 25-yard line. That's Jeff Banfield with the return.
So we still haven't seen Bronski on the field again, so I wonder.
We have not. Probably have to wait until the halftime report to get an eye on what his injury status is. Back to the air for Wigmore, and finds that middle of the field once again. This time, Vincalia working that middle.
So, I mean, Jack Whitmore's doing a good job of spreading the ball around between Kalia and Garrison Blue and this other receiver, Tixera. I mean, you never know who he's going to throw to. He's doing a good job of using all his weapons so far.
That's why they brought him over in the offseason to lead this offense. We're going to screen it out, so Noel, not a whole lot of room to operate, and he'll surge forward for maybe a couple of yards. We got to look at the defense here for Lexington with Chris Andrews, R.C. Puff, Berto Demora, and Mike Mello, along with Brenda Puff and Jaden Swift on that defensive line. Philadelphia Collins, Iggy Returner, and Tony Roberto, the linebackers. And we're going to look at the secondary here in just a moment. Pitch play going to Nemchek, bottled up right at the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up a 3rd and 6. Perfect opportunity to look at the secondary here with Nate Heslip, Devontae Moore, Hudson Cruz, Jay Rock, Cameron Shaw, the corners. Travis Arthur and Marco Swift are the safeties for the Miners. Third and 6. Looks like Lexington's coming out in man coverage. Wigmore with time. He's going to throw it middle of the field looking for Vincalia, and it's incomplete. 4th down.
Ooh, risky pass. Surrounded by defenders. I mean, look at this, you know.
Definitely a bit of a spicy throw, and now we'll see Malillo come on and try and pin Gabriel Manning back deep. Manning's going to return it. He'll cut back towards the middle of the field and get across the 25 to the 28-yard line. Folks, SFLM Season 12 is underway, and you can catch all the action every Tuesday and Thursday on the Virtual Football Network. This week, New York battles Philadelphia, and San Diego meets Boston on Tuesday. Plus, San Jose welcomes Oregon on Thursday. See the SFL Stars of tomorrow right here on the Virtual Football Network. Offset back here for Lexington. Seen them run out of this formation. Instead, it's going to be a throw, screen pass over to Francis, and not a whole lot of room to operate as Gunny McGuire makes the open field tackle.
He's lucky to get 3 yards on that one.
And that is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning here at the Quarry, with the hometown Miners sitting at 1-5 with a 7-point advantage over the Bossier City Steamers, as you're watching continuing coverage of the SFL on VFN. Eric Vincent alongside my partner, Rochelle Colston in the broadcast booth. Takeda Yuki and JW Hartshorn are in the stats truck, and Commissioner Cameron Irvine is back at VFN HQ. Pitch play going back to Francis. He's had some success and continuing success as he's able to stay in bounds and move the sticks. Great run there for Ian Francis.
I don't think BCS game plan for Lexington to run the ball as much as they have.
Why would anyone do that up until this point? They have been a pass-happy team in every sense of the word, and now look at this. They are just coming out with a bit more of a balanced attack, and I think it's catching Bossier City off guard.
You know, like you said, they have a 7-point lead. You know, they wouldn't burn this clock to halftime if I was them. I wouldn't chance the interception. But Kenny Slider is having a night, so...
He is having a night, and he was definitely testing. He was definitely testing that defense a little bit on that one. Bogey bar in coverage.
There was like 6 white jerseys and 1 receiver there.
Yeah.
A little scary.
I was trying to think of a nice way to really say what he was doing, and well, that was what you got. That's the best I could give you.
Oof.
2-2 in the formation here for Lexington. 3rd and 7 here. Slider. Got a sidearm, and man, way too much mustard on that one for his intended target. So that'll freeze the clock at 1:08. Now Bossier City with the opportunity to get some points on the board.
And they have plenty of time. We see them score, you know, with that one play. They have a minute left with about, 3 timeouts. It's possible.
See if Itachi Yuki can pin them back deep. Good punt. Going to be fielded right around the 11-yard line, and an attempted return by Teixeira, but nothing doing. Only going to bring it out to the 14, so a long way to go, but all 3 timeouts here for the Steamers.
But he wishes we just would have called a fair catch on that one.
Just watching it in real time, I was really hoping for a fair catch just to avoid any ambulances coming out, but, that's why they play the game. 3 wide, Wigmore throws. Ooh! Could have gone back the other way easily, intended for Kalia.
You gotta be careful when you're that close to your own end zone, passing the ball.
Especially when it's a route tree that has a bunch of guys just kind of getting hung up in the same general area, and you throw a ball like that. Looks like Lexington is comfortable coming out with this man coverage against these Bossier City weapons. They'll send the blitz, and it's incomplete. I think it was off the helmet of the defender, Cameron Shaw, and it's incomplete.
Hey, you use your whole body, Eric. You just whatever. You get the deflection just somehow.
Look, my coaches said from the very beginning, there is a reason we give you all of these pads. Go ahead and use it. Third and 10, play action. Wigmore throws, finds Blue. First down, out across the first down marker. Clock continuing to roll, though.
I just love tight ends. They're just big bodies. They're like big, huge targets in the middle of the field. And what a route. He just got himself wide open in the middle of the field.
Man, Philadelphia Collins had an opportunity at that ball as well, just a fraction too late on the reaction time. .30 seconds and counting to go here in the first half. Wigmore sidearms. It finds his man. That's Banfield as he's dropped down near midfield. And now we'll see a timeout from the Steamers.
Yeah, Banfield just ran a little sneaky route there. Got behind the defenders, and Wigmore just threw a perfect pass to him.
So now Bossier City with a little bit of optimism here on this drive. Moving the ball from the 14 all the way out to midfield. Wigmore, blitz coming. He'll throw in a double coverage catch made by Kalia. And another first down, another timeout for Bossier City.
Unbelievable play. I mean, really? How did Kalia come up with that ball? I'll never understand.
I mean, again, you talk about watching in real time and thinking you're going to get one thing and get something completely different. That certainly happened on that play. Great catch by Kalia to move the sticks. Wigmore again throws in another clutch grab from Kalia. Last time out for Bossier City.
Apparently, Wigmore took whatever Flyer took this morning because he's now threading the needle pretty well himself. Oh, wow.
Not a whole lot of time left, so I certainly don't blame them for going ahead and taking the points. Malillo from the right hash. Decent snap, and it is right down the middle. Bossier City will add 3. It's now 17-13 with 11 seconds to go here in the opening half.
I still think they had one more shot before they had to kick the field goal. I mean, they did have no timeouts, so I guess I don't blame them.
That's the tough option right there, is that, when you're out of timeouts, how many plays do you have that'll work the sidelines? Something tells me that Bossier City doesn't have a ton of those, the way they pick open the middle of the field.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing after I said it.
Manning with a decent
20.
Always. Actually, that wasn't Manning with the return there. That was Hudson Cruz with the return, bringing it out. And so I anticipate Lexington will go ahead and just take a knee. And they get the ball to start the second half as well, up by 4. No knee, but we will get a run play here from Ian Francis as he runs up the middle. And we have hit triple zeros here in the first half of action. Great game so far. 30 points scored in the first half. Lexington was 17, Bossier City 13, adding a late field goal there towards the end. And we got ourselves a ball game here, Ray. Give us your thoughts on the first half.
Both offenses are moving the ball pretty well. One mistake by Wigmore, and Lexington capitalized with a touchdown from the turnover. Both defenses are playing pretty decent. Both quarterbacks are looking really good right now. Kenny Slider is having an exceptional night.
Slider has looked absolutely impressive tonight. I mean, I can't think of a time that he has looked this efficient with placing the football. And then Wigmore on the other side with the early interception on that opening drive. But since then, I mean, he's completed 60% of his passes as well. He threw for over 200 yards in the first half. So both these quarterbacks playing very, very well, doing a good job relying on their run game where they can. And I think that's why we got a ball game here. Garrison Blue, 4 catches, 111 yards, and a touchdown in the first half. Had that long touchdown in the first quarter to match Lexington's. As we sit 17-13 following the first half. Bringing you back inside the quarry in beautiful Lexington, Kentucky. Eric Vincent alongside Rochelle Colston, Katie Yuki and JW Hartshorn in the stats truck. Commissioner Cameron Irvine back at VFN HQ. The Miners will get the football to start the second half. And we'll see if they can balloon this lead a little bit. Another deep kick, but another return. Down across the 25, mark it down at the 28-yard line as we get a look at the stats from the first half. And as we mentioned, Ray, I mean, both these teams looking very, very crisp, particularly through the air, and then relying on their run game where they have to.
Where was Manning? Is he even Cruz now returned?
That's a good question. 2 returns that we've seen Hudson Cruz return rather than Gabriel Manning, the Hall of Famer. Kenny Slider throws, and that's a grab. Hey,
there he is.
I found him. It's almost as if he heard us ask him where he's at. Oh, don't worry, guys. I'm right here. Just making clutch grabs like I always have.
And one-on-one coverage with Manning is just not enough. There's no way. You can't defend him with one player.
He's a cheat code. He really is. Offset eye pitch play. Going to Francis, who barely gets a yard. Freddie Trammell with another stop. He was very, very popular in the first half.
Him and the Bogey Bar are very popular names that we're calling tonight, apparently, on defense.
I mean, all the linebackers, they're all sitting with about 6 tackles apiece up until this point. So spreading the wealth there in the middle of the field for the Bossier City hit squad as they get another run play coming their way. Ian Francis with another few yards. Bogey Bar with the stop, and 3rd and 4 coming up.
Said Bobby Green too much tonight, but
he's been kind of under the radar. He's out there, though. Slider on 3rd down, throws one-on-one coverage, another catch. One-on-one coverage with Michaela Foyaker, and Alexander West comes up with the grab.
And maybe this man defense from Bossier City might be hurting them at this point.
Oh, man, what a grab. And you're absolutely right, Ray. I mean, Bossier City can usually get away with it because they do have a tough defense. A lot of studs across the board. But tonight, I mean, Kenny Slider is just throwing the ball in a way that we just have not seen from him. He's playing exceptionally well tonight and continuing to do so here on the opening possession of the second half. Screen pass going absolutely nowhere as Billy Beers comes up and makes a stop.
That screen pass has not been working so well.
Didn't lose any yards, bringing up 2nd and 10. West the motion man, 5 wide, Slider under center. Blitz coming. Slider trying to escape. He'll throw, finds a wide open man. It's Gabriel Manning, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown.
Wow, and Kenny Slider was feeling the pressure at that time. Bossier City, was converging. The pocket was closing. He hung in there and found Manning. Another cheat code there, middle of the field.
Well, the fact that he shifted to the left, then looked back to his right, saw Manning, and kind of leaked himself open in the one-on-one coverage with Michaela, and then made that tough grab with 3 white jerseys around him, then getting into the end zone. I mean, just unbelievable play here from the Lexington offense tonight. And we'll add the extra point, making it a 24-13 advantage in favor of the Lexington Miners. Folks, real important, the UFL is also back, and you can catch all the action here on the Virtual Football Network. Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, Cameron Irvine calls 5 games at once in the game day gauntlet before primetime coverage from coast to coast starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. Then catch defending champion Dakota Rhinos host the St. Louis Rivermen on UFL primetime following the SFL Monday Night Spectacular. You definitely don't want to miss that. Bossier City will set up shop here at the 28-yard line for their first possession of the second half. Trying to see if they can keep pace with the way that this Miners offense is playing tonight here at home.
Lexington's been moving the ball down that field pretty consistently.
That's true, and continuing to do so here. I mean, the receivers are just working themselves free. Jeff Banfield with that grab there. Hudson Cruz, the defender, right up on the line and just got absolutely smoked. Travis Arthur with the tackle. A little bit of a lob there. Crosser route. Catch made. And it's going to be another first down as Bossier City continues to work the football all the way around as Millen's the one with the catch.
That play was a little bit different. I thought it was a broken play at first, but it worked.
So 2 plays was all it took to get into Lexington territory. Now going back to the run game as Noel trying to bounce it to the outside to the near sideline. Nothing doing, only maybe a gain of a couple as Cameron Shaw made the stop.
Lexington's defense is doing a really good job at Bossier City's run game tonight. They're definitely stopping it.
Callia, the motion man, only just over 20 yards rushing here for the Steamers in the first half as Callia makes a one-handed grab. That's going to be a first down for Bossier City as they continue to move this football down the field.
And it's not really flashy. It's very methodical. No really, long passes. It's just these quick, short drops and quick passes to their offense, and they're moving the ball down the field.
Wigmore's very, very good about taking the deep shot when he can, but it's not what he's looking for. He's just constantly looking for whoever's open. And that's why he was the MVP back in season 17. Wigmore, middle of the field, catch. Garrison Blue, and just outside a goal-to-go situation, but a first down.
Yeah, Garrison Blue is that, like I said, he's that big body, and he's hard to defend, and it's a perfect pass by Wigmore to be inside.
He had over 100 yards in the first half, adding some more here in the second.
Because Philadelphia Collins was right with him that time on that play.
Philadelphia Collins has been around on a couple of these different plays tonight and just has not been able to make the play thus far. Lexington coming out with a man defense. Still no McBronsky. As Wigmore going to throw, and it's incomplete. He was looking Callia's way. He's made some catches in tight coverage tonight. Not that time.
A great play by the secondary of Lexington. Ball's almost to the ground. No harm, no foul.
4 wide trips towards the top of the formation on 2nd and 10. Wigmore. Middle. Garrison Blue gets it in the end zone. Touchdown number 2 for Mr. Blue.
Like I said, the big body, defenders really having a hard time defending him, and it's a perfect pass by Wigmore to the end zone. Oof.
I'm curious when you're going to start maybe playing up a little bit more, doubling this guy, whatever you have to do. But I mean, man, Garrison Blue just running amok on this Lexington defense.
Bias in the middle of the field.
Malillo adds the extra point, makes it 24-20 with just under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Chat, the more likes we get, the more people see our content. Each like contributes $1,000 to Monday's Bingo Pot. New viewers means new players, and new players means growing our great community. Like this video and turn notifications on so you'll never miss a live stream, highlight, or podcast. Thanks for your support of the Virtual Football Network on the SFL as we get a breakaway return. Gabriel Manning out into the open field. He's down the sideline. No one's going to catch him. Touchdown Miners. The Hall of Famer adds return number 29 to the book.
Gabriel Manning's just out there doing Gabriel Manning things. He's always a danger. He's always a threat. Take that one from the end zone.
Virtually all of the kick returns have come from the end zone tonight. And trust me when I say I was keeping one eye on the screen just in case Mr. Manning decides to do the things that he does. And Money Manning, like I said, in for career return touchdown number 29 in his Hall of Fame career.
I like that nickname. I've never heard that one before.
No, you never heard that one?
Not said in a broadcast. No.
Yeah, not since we started tonight. Extra point is up and good. Lexington back out in front by 10. Excuse me, 11 after the extra point. And now Bossier City reeling a little bit. Missing Ladam Brownsky. Went down with an injury in the first quarter. Has not come back. And the Steamers now down 2 possessions. Setting up shop at the 20. Noel going to shift out into the slot. Wigmore throws a laser and incomplete. Looked like he was looking for Garrison Blue once again, but a bit too much mustard on that one.
That ball was really overthrown.
There's sauce, Ray, and there's sauce. And that was some sauce. Blue will shift over to the opposite side of the formation. Second down, Wigmore. Blitz picked up. Throws a pick!
No.
He was looking the direction of Calia, and Travis Arthur has interception number 2 tonight.
Travis Arthur, talk about being in the right spot at the right time twice tonight.
Get another look here, but I mean, just in real time, again, too much sauce.
Yep, I was going to say the ball was just a little bit overthrown, and Travis Arthur just was sitting there, waiting for it, basically.
Arthur with career interception, lucky number 13. And he sets his offense up in a big way here at the Bossier City 32-yard line. Slider throwing and catch made. Marquise Sango near the numbers, and it's a first down.
All I saw was the 8, and I thought it was Manning again.
You just kind of assume, you know, lining up outside near those numbers, it's got to be him, right? Nah.
I mean, the receiver got bumped up a little bit and just got behind the defenders after, hitting two basically cornerbacks pads and just getting behind them.
Slider on first down, sets his feet, throws end zone, catch is made, touchdown, Alexander West, number 2 on the evening.
Wow. Lexington's wasting no time getting to the end zone tonight. 2 plays.
Slider has thrown 4 touchdowns tonight. 2 of them to West, 1 to Manning, and 1 to Sango.
And that time West.
Gabriel. Go ahead, Ray.
That time West ran his route, and split the defenders. Positioned himself where he was wide open in between two defenders in the end zone.
Extra point up and good. Yeah, a little bit different than what we've seen tonight with Slider just kind of threading the needle a little bit. But this time, West able to make himself open on his route, and Slider took advantage of it. Completing over 76% of his passes tonight. Just absolutely unreal performance by number 2 for Lexington.
And credit that O-line for giving him time to throw tonight.
Absolutely, because Bossier City has been sending some folks, and they have been picking it up nicely here tonight. Return here for Teixeira, and he'll make it out near the 30. Going to be a face mask, and that'll add 15 more. Out to the 34-yard line here for Bossier City.
We've had 2 penalties in both face masks tonight.
That's true. Didn't even realize that. Good call, Ray. Three wide for Wigmore. Threw his second interception on the last drive. This time starts it off with a deep pass to Garrison Blue as he works into Lexington territory.
If I was Lexington at this point, I have like 5 people on Blue in the middle of the field.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, at what point does your defensive coordinator say, look, we got to put everybody on it? Same formation. Wigmore going to set his feet. He'll throw near the numbers. The catch is made inside the 10. Vincalia with the grab.
Well, Wigmore obviously has his favorite targets. It's, Garrison Blue and Vincalia. But he likes the middle of the field a whole lot.
He sure does, and he was looking that way the whole time. I would stop picking on Travis Arthur since he's had a couple picks tonight, but other than that, you pretty much knew where Wigmore was wanting to go with the football. 2 big plays. Play number 3 ends up with being buried at the line of scrimmage, 2nd and goal.
The defense read that one well. They knew where the ball was going, and they defended it nicely.
Man coverage again for Lexington. From the 8, handoff to Nemchek, trying to find some space, and he'll get near the 5-yard line. They'll set up 3rd and goal for the Steamers.
Number 98 there with the stop. Tony Roberto.
This is a big 3rd and goal here for Bossier City. They got to get in the end zone. Same formation as before. Wigmore going to throw this time. Pressure in his face. Throws back in the end zone. Incomplete. Looking for Blue, but he couldn't locate it.
He had a little bit too much sauce on that throw.
Sauce. Yeah, we've seen a couple key drops. And I dare say that Gabriel Manning made up for his. But that's another big one right there from the big target Garrison Blue on the other end. 21-yard chip shot field goal here from Malillo. And it is through. Makes it a 2-possession game here for the Steamers with just under 2 to go here in the 3rd.
But Eric, you can't trade field goals for touchdowns because that's a losing battle.
I would agree. Especially in a game like this where you've seen the quarterback on the other sideline go absolutely ham. And your Hall of Fame receiver you're playing against is doing the same thing. Returning kicks, receiving touchdowns, I mean, across the board.
And we know that was not Manning on that return because he would not have.
Manning would never. He would never.
No.
Run play for Francis. It's bottled up by Barr and Trammell for a gain of 3, bringing up 2nd and 7.
And if I was Lexington, I'd slow this game down. I'd start using my run game here to burn the clock. You have an 18-point lead. I mean, 15-point lead.
Slider back to the air. Going to be a screen pass near sideline. Catch is made by Bandit, and he'll get very, very close to the line to gain. It'll be third and about an index card.
And I run in here again, keep using that clock.
Runs, screens, crossers, those are your friend. You don't need to go deep at this point. Pitch, Francis gets the first down. Bottled up right around the 32-yard line. And that'll move the sticks. Ian Francis with the carry, excuse me.
Lexington's doing a great job mixing up their run plays with their passing plays tonight. Something we haven't seen all season from them.
A very balanced attack here for the Miners on offense tonight, as they go back to the ground game. James with maybe a couple as we near the end of the third. Slider. Gonna throw wide open receiver. The grab is made, a tackle is made near the 40-yard line as Alter gets in on the action here tonight. His first grab.
Yeah, it was obvious on that play. They had no, halfbacks in the backfield, all receivers, and somehow Alter gets totally free in the middle of the field.
Get your fours up, chat. We got one more to go here from Kentucky. Lexington up big, 38-23 against the Steamers. SFL on VFN rolls on. Eric Vincent alongside Rochelle Colston, Takeda Yuki and JW Hartshorn in the stats truck, and Commissioner Cameron Irvine back at VFN HQ. One more quarter to go here from the Heartland. And the Miners are looking to add to this two-possession lead that they have already. Francis breaks the tackle, and he's only going to get maybe a yard on that play as Holdorf comes up and makes a stop.
Good job, Francis. Keep pushing him forward. They actually had him, behind the line of scrimmage. It should have been but somehow he gets 1 yard out of it.
And some tough running tonight from both of these backs. Francis with over 50 yards, James with another 30. And they have come up big in clutch situations. So is this guy up until now. There's the sauce again.
Good hit, good play though by the defense.
Probably the first juiced up ball I've seen from Kenny Slider tonight. We've seen some from Wigmore, but not as many at all from Kenny Slider. As he'll throw again. He'll throw into coverage and incomplete. Several white jerseys in the area. All could have made a play on the ball. And instead, it ends up being 4th and 9.
Yep, give credit to the pass deflection to Bobby Green, the other linebacker.
Yeah, I told you he was out there.
I found him.
You found him.
Where's Waldo?
The punt from Hitachi Yuki. Fair catch going to be called for and made at about the 15-yard line by Teixeira. Chat, coming up tomorrow on the virtual, coming up tomorrow on the Virtual Football Network, the 4-2 DC Dragons will battle the 4-2 Minnesota Legend in a battle of top teams, kicking us off at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Other action includes Florida and Pittsburgh, Houston, Mexico City, and Albuquerque, Washington. It's all here on VFN. Another tight throw here from Wigmore, looking Calia's direction, but it's incomplete. 2nd down.
Yep, and once again, Lexington secondary just swarming the receiver. I mean, they have 5 cornerbacks on this team.
They do have a lot of corners. Wigmore, 2nd down, throws, finds Calia this time. One-on-one coverage. Looked like Travis Arthur was the one who made the stop, but it's a 1st down for the Steamers.
And once again, Bossier City going straight for the middle of the field. That's our favorite place to go if they're going to pass the ball.
He was lined up pretty deep if they were going that man look on that play.
He was.
Like blitz is going to be coming here for Lexington. They're going to line up in man again. Carry for Noel. Slips initial contact. And he'll get close to the line to gain of about 8 yards. And this is why we love our stats, people. JW Hartshorn with a really juicy one right here. Lexington has had 14 passes that have been completed for 10-plus yards. Bossier City is now up to 17 of that same type of pass. Just absolutely unreal. It's been basketball on grass tonight, Ray.
That kind of game. I love high-scoring games, though.
I do as well. I like both types, both ends of the spectrum. Defensive slugfests and the high-scoring matchups as Banfield gets a carry coming out of the backfield here, and he'll get enough to move the sticks, I believe.
A little bit of trickery there from Bossier City, put their wide receiver in the backfield.
Trying to get that run game jump-started here in the fourth quarter. Not a whole lot of yardage here for Noel or Nemchek. It's been a lot of that, 2 or 3 yard carries, and that's about it.
Well, give credit to the Lexington, defense. They've been stepping up for controlling that run game of Bossier City's.
Seen a lot of man blitz plays called for Lexington's defense tonight. Wigmore, it's a fumble, and Lexington has it. Rumbling the other way. They're going to get a big man score. Give it to me. Yeah.
Yes.
A touchdown.
Unbelievable.
With the fumble recovery.
I love to see the big bodies rolling down the field like boom, boom, boom. And just get out of their way, because they're just going to run right over you.
And no one touchdown puff, and off goes RC. Like a little RC car just rumbling down that sideline.
And Nate Heslip just could not,
And of course, wisely, Bossier City's coaching staff is going to challenge this one. I'm not sure I saw anything that definitively says that it was an incomplete pass and not a fumble, but you got to challenge this regardless.
Definitely. Let's see.
We'll get a peek under the hood here.
His arm went back to pass. I'm not sure if it was actually moving forward when it was hit.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I didn't see an arm going forward at all.
Let's see.
Ooh, they are going to bring it back. Big man Tutty off the board. Bossier City keeps the ball. Incomplete pass is the call on the field, so Bossier City will win that challenge, and they'll set up with a 3rd and 8.
I just was excited to see the big person score.
I mean, so was I. I almost lost my voice on that call. Third and 8 now for Wigmore. Surprise run here for Noel, and he'll get close, but it's going to be 4th and 1. Tackle made by Shaw.
I think if you're BCS, you have to go for it here on 4th and 1.
Yeah, instead, they're going to try out Malillo. Yeah. Play the field position game, even though, it's still a 2-possession game. Fair catch going to be called for at the 12-yard line by Manning, as Lexington has just under 7 minutes to go here to kind of sop away.
Yeah, but the clock is not BCS's sprint at this point.
Definitely not. So we'll see what kind of game plan the Miners come out with here. They want to choose some clock, or they're just going to run the regular offense.
I definitely choose clock, but what do I know?
Instead, Slider looking downfield, wisely checks it down to Ian Francis. Nowhere to go there. It's going to be 2nd and 10.
And that's why I'm in the booth.
Well, you've done some coaching in your day.
Yes. Nightmares, Eric. Nightmares.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring up bad memories. 2nd and 10. Slider going to throw, incomplete. Looking Manning's direction. But I think that was Holdorf back there at safety. Could have easily come up with the pick.
I'm just saying how good Kenny Slider was doing tonight. Now it's getting a little crazy.
Now they're comfortable, and now all of a sudden we're seeing old Kenny Slider come back. I don't understand that. 3rd and 10. Slider with all day to throw. He'll eventually airmail one to the near sideline, looking for West, and that's going to be incomplete. 4th down, and we'll see a minor punt.
What a shot by Michaela Foraker, though. Jeez.
I mean, collectively, it has been very good coverage here for this Steamer secondary. Kenny Slider has just really fit the football in tight windows tonight, and it's paid off. Fair catch by Teixeira at the 46-yard line. Folks, really important, the SFL convention is headed back west, this time to Denver, Colorado, July 31st to August 2nd. We've already oversold our rooms in what is shaping up to be the largest SFL convention ever. Reserve your room now at simfl.net and don't miss the SFL event of the year. Pitch to Noel. He'll shuffle forward for maybe a couple of yards. Collins with the stop.
Question the play calling here by Bossier City. I mean, you're down 15 points. There's 5 minutes left, and you're still running the ball.
It does seem to be a little bit more run-heavy now, and you're not sure why. As Wigmore throws one, and that's complete to Banfield in double coverage with about 5.5 to go.
More like it.
Hit on the back end by Marco Swift, by the way.
Yep. You paid for that catch.
Looks like Lexington might go with a man blitz again. Wigmore throws wide open. Garrison Blue. You can't let him get that wide open, Ray.
Not like he's a tiny person that can just slip through the cracks. He's huge. You have to see him. You have to defend him with more than one defender.
I mean, look at this. There's no one within 5 yards of him.
I know.
Almost 200 yards receiving here today for Garrison Blue and 2 touchdowns.
Wow.
And yet somehow, Bossier City down by 2 possessions. Wigmore, blitz, throws, Banfield, he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Bossier City, we're not done yet.
Now, at some point, they'll have to go for 2. Do they do it here?
I would just go for the extra point, just as of right now. Obviously, you're going to have to go for the 2 at some point in time or another. But right now, might as well take the extra point and then cross that bridge when we come to it. But again, that's why I'm up here, and I don't coach. To make it a 7-point ball game. Run play up the middle, didn't get there. Still a 9-point game as Gonzalez couldn't get into the end zone.
Great defensive stand by Lexington.
Great stop.
Oh, here we go.
Ooh, onside kickery at the 4.5-minute mark. Right to the hands return man. Returned out to the 29-yard line of Bossier City. And now Lexington can really start to sop away this clock.
I wonder what percentage where onside kicks actually work.
We'll have to ask. Because at least in other pro leagues, it is a fraction of a percentage. It is not very good at all. But I am curious what that looks like in the SFL.
Me too.
Cameron. 3 wide for the Miners. Slider electing to throw, and he'll do so to the Hall of Famer. Unreal crap in double coverage. I mean, what hasn't he done tonight?
I don't know, but I mean, if you're on defense, it's like, okay, how do you cover Manning? Just how do you do it? I mean,
that's pretty darn good. You got 3 guys within,
I know,
a hair's length of him. Just outside Goal to go territory from the 11. Back to the ground game. And James is going to surge forward for maybe a couple yards as we get another stop from the Steamers linebacking core and Freddie Trammell.
Then you have Manning, and if you put too many people on him, then you have West that can do the same thing to you all night. So who knows?
Slider taking his time, striding to the line. Offset I formation here on 2nd and 9. Pitch. Francis eludes defenders. Ankle grabbed near the 5. Bogey Barr probably saved a touchdown there.
Yes, he did. Like I said, these linebackers from BCS are really good at pursuing the ball.
Now the offense starting to take their time a little bit more in the huddle, allowing the game clock to slip away. And also an opportunity for a Bossier City win. 3rd and 7. Fullback dive. DJ Bandit is going to get into goal to go territory. Marked down at the 1.
I think it's more like a couple of inches, Mark, at the goal line. Oof.
I'm shocked he didn't get in. Big hit right at the goal line, but I'm shocked he didn't get in.
That was a huge hit. It knocked him backwards. Yeah, for like the credit card mark on the goal line.
Yeah, we'll call it the 2-inch line. That's not even the half-yard line.
Quarterback sneak? It's more like a credit card.
Tonight.
I'd like to see it here. Nope.
Instead, we'll see the pitch play, and it's an easy score for Ian Francis. Touchdown Lexington as they make it a 2-possession lead right at the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, great blocking by the, front people for Lexington. Basically got into the end zone untouched. Number 64. Just handle Bogey Barr there.
Good peel back block for Ricky LaFleur. Able to get back in there and make sure that the edge was sealed. 2-minute warning here in Kentucky as Lexington looking to put this one away here at home and get win number 2. Yuki adds the extra point, 45-29 the score with 1:59 to go, and Bossier City understandably can't understand what's happening. Again, great stats for J.W. Hartshorn. Bossier City is now up to 22 passes of 10-plus yards, and they are down 2 possessions. They have only had 2 passes tonight that have gone for less than 10 yards, and yet somehow they are down 2 possessions here with 2 minutes to go. Absolutely unreal night here for Lexington.
It's the most points Lexington scored in a game all season.
And what did I tell you, Ray? I said that Lexington was going to pull something, and they might come out with the win tonight. And sure enough, it's looking very much that it's trending in that direction right now.
And they pulled out a run game.
It's funny how that works. Wigmore, blitz coming, throws pick number 3. This time goes to the other safety, Marco Swift, but yeah, it has been a night to forget for Jack Wigmore.
I mean, he came into this game with lots of interceptions, and it's just not his night. On the opposite end, you have Kenny Sliders, who had a great game and no interceptions.
Kenny Slider's QBR up to 140.9 tonight.
That's 20 unimaginable.
That's 20 of 29 for almost 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, and no picks. Yeah, that'll do that. Get a run play here for Lexington as Francis is tackled out of bounds. That'll stop the clock momentarily.
This run game just keeps on rolling.
And again, it's funny what happens when you start to add a little wrinkle into the offense. It's kind of funny that it ends up being a run game is a wrinkle, but, that's kind of what we've seen tonight for Lexington with the first half of the season being an air raid offense primarily, and now hey, we got some opportunity here for the Miners as they go fullback dive. Timeout number 1 call for Bossier City.
And that time, Bossier City's defense was not full. Linebackers stayed home, plugged all the holes.
We talked about Wigmore, Ray, but even on a night like tonight where he's thrown 3 picks, he's also thrown 3 touchdowns, and he's had all those chunk plays tonight. He's still got a QBR of 93.3.
Right, but the difference is Lexington has, taken advantage of those turnovers.
That's a fact. Absolutely. They've gotten 14 points off of those turnovers as we get timeout number 2 here for Bossier City.
And both of these quarterbacks had similar numbers coming in as far as like touchdowns and interceptions and sacks. And so far, we haven't had any sacks tonight.
No,
the O-lines are doing great jobs.
Almost had a Thickum 6, but not to be, unfortunately. Because I know we were both excited about that one.
Yes, I was.
City. Timeout number 3 gone. Sorry, Ray. We were both excited about it, okay?
Yes.
I was cheering along with you. We love when the big men, they get some recognition.
Yeah, they didn't care which team would get it. Just any big fan that gets a touchdown.
Any big man. Offensive line, defensive line, we don't discriminate around here. Like, it's great. Thickum 6, yeah, give it to us. We love it.
Most of the time, if they get their hands on the ball, they're like, oh my gosh, I have the ball. What do I do?
That's true. That's true. But not to be tonight, and not to be for Bossier City, as they're going to fall to 3-4. Lexington will climb to 2-5. And that puts them in the middle of the East Division, so still really anything can happen in that end over there. Meanwhile, in the South, Bossier City, I mean, at 3-4, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, that South Division's a nightmare, though. I would hate to play in the South. It's always so tough.
The South and the West, they have both been incredibly competitive this season, and it's going to be tough for any of those teams, for sure. 40-yard attempt here for Takeda Yuki. And that one is going to split the uprights to make it a 48-29 advantage with 20 seconds to go. Coming up next on the schedule for Bossier City, they will return home to the Bayou to take on a Pittsburgh Riverhawks team, very similar to this Lexington team, sitting at 1-5 coming into the week. They will play tomorrow. And then for Lexington, they got a much-deserved bye week. Obviously, we had the league-wide bye, but hey, you come back after the league-wide bye, you come home, you get yourself a nice W, and you get another bye week.
We're going to be celebrating in Lexington tonight.
No rest for the weary, though, as 4 of their last 5 games come against East Division opponents. So Lexington, they got an opportunity in front of them if they could take down these division opponents that they've got upcoming. Wigmore going to roll out. Blitz picked up. He'll throw over the middle of the field. Catch is made. 13 seconds ticking down. We got a spike from Wigmore with 6 to go. Definitely one of the higher scoring games that we've seen this season, Ray.
Yeah, for me, calling one, definitely. Most of my games have been like really close and low scoring.
Wigmore, one final toss before we hit triple zeros, and actually we'll get one more final toss as we have 1 second on the clock.
Rinse and repeat.
There it is, as Wigmore going to throw, and catch is made. Catch is made by Teixeira, but he gets dragged down near the 35-yard line as the clock does hit triple zeros this time. And Bossier City with a little bit of fireworks here to close out tonight. And Teixeira had 2 catches, 52 yards, which is a good night for him. So game over here in the Heartland, 48-29, the final score. As Lexington moves to 2-5, Bossier City falls to 3-4. Any final thoughts before we let the people go, Red?
Well, give credit to Kenny Slider, who had an outstanding game tonight. Wigmore just made a couple too many mistakes. My player of the game is Kenny Slider.
Yeah, I would probably agree with you on that one. He was just incredibly impressive. 21 of 30, 4 touchdowns tonight. Did absolutely everything you could ask a quarterback to do, especially against a tough defense like Bossier City, who likes to man up and they like to blitz. And I think he took care of business tonight. Ended up getting his team win number 2. Well, on behalf of my partner, Rochelle Colston, Takeda Yuki, and JW Hartshorn in the Stats Truck, Commissioner Cameron Irvine back at BFN HQ. My name is Eric Benson. Thank you for tuning in to this presentation of the SFL on BFN. Be sure to check us out at simfl.net for all information about our great league. And until then, if you had half as much fun as I did, I had twice as much fun as you. We'll see you later on tonight.